Welcome back, everybody. No travel advised here for parts of southeast North Dakota. And again, it's not because we have a lot of heavy snow falling from the sky, but a lot of heavy high wind over 40 miles per hour, picking up and blowing the snow already existing on the ground. Be careful of that. Really, anywhere east of Bismarck into southeast North Dakota here, but conditions a lot worse, especially as you get south of Fargo, given the fact the winds are even higher, a lot of deep snowpack, and some of that has not settled down, so really being picked up and blown around. Not much moisture, a little bit in the mid to upper layers of the atmosphere, but not a lot of snow coming from the sky in North Dakota. Much different story, though, in South Dakota and Minnesota, and it's an outbreak of severe weather. More on that in just a minute. But we've had quite a few lightning strikes here in northeast South Dakota, periods of heavy snow around Aberdeen, multiple road closures in South Dakota as well with blizzard conditions. Fergus Falls will see conditions deteriorating, but this will stay away from the Fargo area, but going along I-94 in Minnesota, I wouldn't be surprised. There could very well be a road closure, especially some secondary roads in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area is going to get a lot worse too. Thunderstorms there right now, but as the cold air moves in, that'll turn into heavy wet snow. Blizzard warning for the Twin Cities here later tonight. Severe weather ongoing through Minnesota and into Wisconsin. Look at this, multiple tornado warnings here in Illinois, all the way down toward Little Rock, Arkansas. Reports of upwards of 600 injuries in the Little Rock area just over the past hour, perhaps from a tornado. But again, monitoring that situation closely as this ongoing severe weather threat continues into the night. Meanwhile, temperatures now, we are in the 20s for most areas, although Fargo at 36 degrees. But once this system continues to pull off toward the east, colder air wrapping in statewide, but a beginning of a milder pattern already unfolding over Montana and western North Dakota. Highest winds are certainly over central, but mainly eastern North Dakota. Not much of a breeze near the Montana-North Dakota border. Williston, you've got winds around 5 miles per hour because you're much farther displaced from the center of this cyclone. Jamestown, we still have northerly winds around 40 miles per hour. Aberdeen, blizzard conditions 45-mile-per-hour winds there with periods of heavy snow. So through the night, the wind will be a lot less Montana into western North Dakota, actually becoming more of an east or southeast wind around 5 to 10, but that strong northerly wind over eastern North Dakota between about 40 upwards of 50 miles per hour, especially between Jamestown and Fargo into northeast South Dakota. Again, multiple road closures ongoing throughout the night into eastern South Dakota and Minnesota. Questionable as to what happens here for many areas in the eastern half of North Dakota, given that blowing snow. With that no travel advised, we'll wait and see what happens here as far as any road closures into the night. 8 o'clock in the morning, conditions begin to improve. More of a southerly wind, very cold, but look what happens into the afternoon here. 30s Bismarck, 40s in Dickinson and in Williston. We're seeing some of that mild air finally work into the western half of the Peace Garden State, and that'll carry over into Sunday as well. Unfortunately, it's going to be a windy day on Sunday. Meanwhile, again, the impactful snow potential for next week, honing in on this. It's only Friday, but getting a better idea. This will be over mainly the eastern half of North Dakota. And once again, South Dakota will be the bullseye of another direct hit. The same areas that are getting the snow right now. Doesn't mean we won't see impacts in North Dakota. We will, unlike this storm, but mainly eastern North Dakota.
All right. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.